Hi, my name is Oluchi Oku. I'm a painter based in Lagos, Nigeria. I make art to encourage myself to make more art. And also, along the way, I hope that my art can encourage people as well. My art is mostly based or informed by my personal experience, my memories, and also it's fueled by my imagination because most of my artwork, the ideas stem from my mind and what I want to express about the world around me. The piece Figment features a sleeping figure. The person's dream is being projected into reality. So I like painting people sleeping because it shows some kind of innocence every day to face your problems, even if you're sleeping to just run away from your problems. But this Figment is kind of the opposite of that. It starts to become reality. Figment encourages me to strive for the things that I want and to go for the things that I believe in.
This giant tree fell. So I had this dream of a woman growing inside of this tree and put the body in the center of it and have the arms turning into limbs. It was at the height of the pandemic. Also inspired by a crucifixion that it's upside down. When I grew up back in Romania, there was a crucifix that was upside down in my grandmother's house. It just comes from the subconscious and the chance and the memories and childhood and nature.
Yes, my name is Kojo Baini. I'm from Ghana. I am an artist and art teacher as well. Yeah, and I like nature. You can actually see plants all over. You can also see silhouettes of human beings that are coming together to form the scene. And then it is our responsibility as human beings to make sure that plants are always alive. And then for the plants to also give back the life to us. When the last tree dies, the last man dies.
Hi, my name is Marisa. I live in Australia and I'm a nature and wildlife photographer. Yeah, just sharing the beauty of nature. There's so much art that we can find in there. I also write a blog, run a YouTube series. So this is an image of the bark of a tree which is called the scribbly gum. Other people usually know as eucalyptus trees. Little scribbles on it, which just makes it look like a natural piece of art. These scribbles are made by the larvae of the scribbly gum moth. The larvae come out and sort of bore their way through the bark and they leave these scribbly marks.
The autumn signifies the end of summer, the end of spring, and maybe the beginning of winter. So there is just the veins are showing of the fall leaf, which means coming to an end.
I do the little figures, the personas. I was spending a summer in a dairy farm. I decided to do a plein air painting where I imagined my figure walking around the flowers and the sunflowers, which I found so fascinating and wonderful.
I'm Peter. I live in the UK and I'm a sculptor. The piece was commissioned for Benton End Flower Farm and the Benton End irises, 39 varieties. It was a celebration of his work for the flower farm. So this piece is 7 foot high. By manipulating the steel, you actually managed to get this very dynamic movement within and flow within the steel. So a lot of my work is centered around this almost wireframe, but on the large scale.
Because I'm interdisciplinary, I do body performance, but also like concrete poetry. I have a fascination about Fibonacci sequence in nature, in the plants, in the surroundings, and all that sequence that we have from him, the 1, the 2, the 3, the 5, the 8, the 13, the spiral, the golden ration, and so on. And based on that, in my artwork, when I use plants, I do it in a way as moving image, visual concrete poetry influenced by Brazilians as well, movements in the past. And it's based on that I create this, because it's about that idea, also the beauty, the sublime, that in the old times, Plato and all, they thought nature was that, but also about the numbers and the connection with even religion and the beauty and the plants and the sequence of that.
I am an interdisciplinary artist and a professor at a university in Boston, and I play around with a lot of different things, and now working with moving images. This piece, I was going out and filming, walking through the woods, recording sound and streams in slow motion, and I wanted to use it as a backdrop. And at the same time, I was drawing in Procreate, creating things in Blender, and I wanted to use the moving water as a backdrop. So the theme of this piece is bioengineering, and I wasn't just thinking about illnesses. I was thinking about the foods we eat, our planet, what mankind is doing to the earth. I'm thinking about a lot of things, man's impact or the humankind impact on the earth, and also how the earth has a way of taking back and repairing itself.
I'm a lover of art and plants and flowers and nature. I have been playing a lot with creating interactive art installations like backdrops with plants and flowers, inspired by my love of nature and my love of the color yellow. Some writing from Toni Morrison and Lorraine Hands, having a place to sit a while and think and choosing joy in all of life's circumstances. This alchemy of thought in which you put under the caption is really what I'm trying to get at. This idea of creating a space where people can interact, but also find joy and happiness.
Well, I think beautiful things are dangerous, and dangerous things are often beautiful. And I think that's a dichotomy I'm exploring in this particular piece.
It's a florilegium, but I put in print what I wanted to do is put these flowers against this. It's women's writing. Then I found all these amazing moving pictures. It's a mini chapbook about these pictures of flowers that women drew and were very famous for doing in a time when they could do very little else.
And every year the daffodils come out again. My favorite time of year, and when the daffodils come out and then the tulips and everything, I'm very happy to try and capture it.
I'm Frank Suna from Masaka, Uganda. I'm a mixed media artist of my life experiences, friends, family, and community. And this artwork, Let's Go to the Garden, is inspired by my childhood memories. I remember the first day I went to the garden. I was so curious to know what's happening in the garden, and seeing color green everywhere. So wow. It's one of the colors I use in my painting. I use green that symbolizes life, nature, and serenity. In Uganda, humans usually go to the garden in the morning to plant life, to grow, to put out something in the garden. As a mother takes care of an infant, that's how we should take care of soil and plants so that we can continue growing life for the generation awaiting and years to come.
I sat and stared under a tree for a long time, and I asked it to tell me what it knows. It said something along the line, God wilds do always go. At first, he made me question myself, looking again for the musical notes played along the leaf, piano at its feet. Have ears sung wrong to me, sung the song of time and mystery off key? Little tree, we sat silently till sunset when I heard God wild do always go, said softly as if I'd know the message that breezed by me. I left that tree when the moon took its height at midnight. Stepping away, it's sad to say, but it felt good to not need something to lean upon. The way I write poetry is I try to capture an image, a moment in time, and like I'll see the image, the moment, like, and I'll feel the feelings, and then I try to capture that in my writing.